Right, here I am as promised. Let me switch back to survival mode. Here is an elevated view of Stonewall Village. If you notice the structure right there, it's a little out of place in terms of architectural design. That's Travis's. His entire city, far to the west, is built in this style, and it's quite beautiful. It's built out of sandstone and nether brick, for which he deconstructed a nether fortress, which he now laments. But it's quite exotic, and I will demonstrate that in a later video. And it looks like the video is frozen. Alright, here we go again. If you see in the distance, there is a remnant from the old castle. The wall was originally a wooden palisade, and I had this tunnel going out to the mining tower. The mining tower goes down under the earth and goes down into a mining area. If you look a little past it, past the outer wall, you'll see a tunnel. That's a rail out to the supply depot. I will demonstrate that in a later video. For now, I'm going to go up and demonstrate the Avenger. The Avenger was my first large-scale project. I'd been wanting to do... what originally got me into Minecraft is I saw a video at work for somebody that had replicated the Enterprise D in all its glory, and I thought, why not me? So I built this sort of galleon. It's still under construction, but this is a project that I've shelved for later. Right here in the back, there's going to be, if you've ever seen like a 17th, 18th, 19th century ship, most of the bigger ones have this sort of building stuck on their ass. And then there's going to be another deck just above this one. That's going to be the top deck. There are 5 decks for now, 6 if you count the surface right here. I'm going to go downstairs. Right here you've got my quarters. That's my alias that I use for anything that I do online. Again, sparsely furnished, red carpet, bed. I've got a little bit of equipment here. These 2 bows were before we did any enchanting. I picked them up off of skeleton archers. Here I used to have some building supplies, but I took them out. Right here we've got... let's go lag again. We've got some unassigned officer quarters. There are 5 sets. We've got one of my friend's rooms right here. He preferred blue, so we paved the floor in blue. Then we've got a medical... well, this was going to be a bathhouse. I was going to put down some structures and some water, but I never got around to it. I probably will at some later time when I'm tired of all my current projects. Right here we've got a medical bay. If you notice, the idea behind it obviously was, a number of beds for the injured or the sick. Several doors so that the medical bay would always be easily accessible, just out of concern for the crew. Some more officer quarters. There's not really anything else here other than that. Just a little marker that tells you what deck you're on. If you go downstairs, you get to deck 4. Decks 3 and 4 are exclusively crew quarters. Each room is about this big, has a bed in it, not much else. There are about 40 such rooms, about 10-12 rooms on each side, and then 10 or so rooms doubled up in the middle, in the aisle. You'll notice right here, kind of like a transatlantic airplane's got 2 aisles and then seating in between. Deck 3 is the exact same way as deck 4, except deck 4 has an opening in the back where the castle is going to be, the little building at the back. Deck 3, on the other hand, has a pair of windows which offer a lovely view of the outside world. If you notice, actually, right there, there was some desert terrain there, but I've strip mined it, so it's nothing but stone now. this is the primary cargo bay. The curvature of deck 1 sort of made it impossible to do anything with this part of deck 1, so I just merged it with deck 2. Deck 2 itself is right here. There's nothing here. I was going to put sort of a crew, some production facilities, maybe a foundry, maybe some storage, probably more like recreation rooms, a mess hall, and then I was going to dedicate pretty much all of deck 1 to cargo, because deck 1, you'll see the ventral section is just, it's all curved, so you can't really do much with it in terms of putting down rooms, or even putting down any production items. It's just, you know, the ribs of the ship, the keel, and a whole lot of space that's mostly suited for chests. The original design was to make the Avenger into a mobile platform. There is a mod out there called the Zeppelin mod. It's very promising. It can turn any structure into a mobile structure. There are 4 sets of controls, one for a turntable, one for an elevator, one for a ship, and one for an airship. The turntable only rotates, the elevator only goes up and down, the ship can rotate and go forward and backward, the airship can go in all 3 dimensions. Down there is an aborted project. My friend Kim started building her own ship, but then she decided to go and build a city off to the northwest. The Zeppelin mod unfortunately does not work in multiplayer. If it did, this would be really convenient, because we could just use the Avenger or something similar as a mobile platform, somewhere we could literally live, be based out of, grow our own food and everything, and then just take shuttles, smaller craft down to the surface. But I'm sure at some future time the Avenger will be, or I'm sorry, the Zeppelin mod will be released for server multiplayer, and at that point we can actually enjoy some mobility. I strongly suspect at some future date they'll probably include something similar in the official Minecraft release, which would be ideal. 2 ways off the Avenger. One is back down the stairs, back down the ladder. One is dive off of deck 4. I prefer the latter because it's much faster. I'm going to do a tour of the surrounding area of the actual village proper in an upcoming video, so stay tuned.